Facebook Live, and it is a pleasure for me to be here. Hello, let me know where is that you're connecting from. My name is Danny Nedelko, and maybe you are here for the first time. Let me know with a number one, where is that you're connecting from. If you're watching live, type number one. Type number two if you're watching a replay. And today's topic, as you can see, is do this specific thing that I'm going to tell you, and your mind and your life will change forever. Yes, I know that it's like a bold statement, but it's the truth. It's not that I have something very different to say to from what it's already written in history or anything like that. But once you apply these principles that I'm going to show you today, you're going to be able how is that your life can actually improve and get better. So as you're joining in either from Instagram or Facebook, or maybe you're on YouTube, leave us some comments on YouTube or on Twitter. Today I just want to share this with you. So do this with your thoughts, and your life will change completely. And I'm going to ask you to stick with me for the next few minutes. And I promise you that I will leave you with a new perspective on how to even actually start your day. And, maybe, I don't know, maybe this is going to rewire the way that you do things so you can actually shape your destiny. So, there is a scripture that says that we can do all things through Christ, which gives us the strength to do them, and that includes mastering our own mind. So I'm gonna ask you if you ever wondered how many thoughts you're having in a day. And I'm gonna tell you one thing: there are approximately 60 to 70 thoughts that we all have per day. Yes. And all of those thoughts are not always positive. So, as you're joining, please type number one if you are watching live, type number two if you're watching on a replay. It's such a great thing to have you here. And well, we're going to just go back into our topic, but do this and you're going to see how is that your life, your thoughts will change completely, and you can actually rewire the way that you're doing the things. So, going back to this thought, have you ever wondered if those 60 to 70% thoughts a day you have are positive? And studies show that from 80 to 90% of those thoughts are actually negative. So no wonder why most people live in fear and doubt and limitation. So I'm going to tell you that doubt really strangles your power to create. Fear builds walls, but faith and focus, you know what? It builds bridges. Those things really build your whole life. So your dreams are not here just given to you just because of like a random thing. I want to tell you that, shaping those thoughts and thinking about our dreams, maybe, Danny, I think that I have two big dreams. I think that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to ever accomplish them. Those dreams were given to you by divine ordinance, by a purpose. You were giving those dreams because you actually have everything to succeed, even if you don't think that you do. So, thinking about those negative thoughts, thinking about the thoughts that we daily think about, you know, um, I'm going to invite you to do something. Instead of you buying into those thoughts, because obviously we all have negative thoughts, why don't we just start thinking about our dreams, thinking about those things that were not given to us by mistake, but they're our responsibility to carry forward because they're like a blueprint from God placed in our heart. The size of your dream is the size of your belief. I'm going to say it again. The size of your dream is the size of your belief. Yes. And most people tiptoe through life hoping to make it safely to their grave, but not you. I'm going to invite you to not be that person that is just playing it safe. not thinking big enough and not taking the steps to further your life or your family's life, because we're here to expand and to grow. Unfortunately, and if you're watching here live, type number one. If you're watching here on a replay, type number two. And I would love to say hello to all of you who are here either on Instagram or Facebook. But nowadays, there is a movement, unfortunately, among our young generation, because I've seen these things taught in schools, where we must, well, this is what they teach, which is completely wrong, that students should not think much of themselves. How is that going to help somebody to finish their degree? How is that going to help that person actually going far beyond what their parents did in life? How are we going to leave this world if we're always thinking about disappointments, if we're always thinking about scarcity? So I want to tell you one thing. Schools, and I have nothing against education. I homeschool my kids, and my daughter's in college and all those things. But what I am seeing right now is that students, and not only in schools, but in different places, in different environments, even at churches, some people, unfortunately, like, meaning it or not, they're crippling our youth, they're crippling our minds to think small. And that must stop. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I'm so passionate about thinking big, and also having and living a world that is better for my kids. So most people, as I was telling you, they are just hoping to make it to their death safely. You know what? That's not going to happen, because whenever we are actually taking the risk to get up in the morning and to go to work or to go to school, and to have the faith and the courage to build a better future, that's where you start enjoying life. And not only then, but whatever you hold in your mind, you will hold in your hands. If your mind is constantly thinking about disease, is constantly thinking about disappointments, is constantly thinking about different things that are not going to serve you, I want to tell you one thing. You're gonna live a very, let me check here, because we're having some technical stuff here, but there we go. All right, so you're gonna live a very, very sad life, I'm gonna tell you. So type number one if you're here live, number two if you're here on a replay. So as I was telling you, whatever you are entertaining your mind, that's going to come and reflect on what you manifest, on what type of things that you have in your life, whether it's sickness, whether it's obstacles, whether it's blessings or not. You and I have the ability to reshape our future with our thoughts. And this is nothing weird. This is nothing out of like a humanistic way of thinking. But whatever you think on, that's going to come to you. There's scriptures that says that whatever you fear on, that's going to happen to you. Whatever you speak through your mouth, that's coming from the heart. So thoughts really have power. So if you do this, if you do hold your thoughts into captivity, and you have the ability to hold your dreams, because they were given to you for a reason, and you have all the things to succeed and to complete this vision that you have been given by our creator. So if you take your thoughts into captivity, if you convert those thoughts, which are negative and fearful thoughts and things like that, and you can actually shape them with faith, with hope, with knowing that you have everything to succeed, to think that you have what it takes to go forward. And this takes an enormous amount of self-confidence, which is not easy to have. That's why we need to have the help from our Heavenly Father to really walk with us every single day, because what you hold in your mind, you will hold in your hand. Your mind is a magnet, my friend. Your mind is very powerful. So when I'm telling you this is not because I want you to really think that you can't do anything in life, but in reality, what I want to encourage you to really, really grasp is that whatever you're thinking is going to come and show up in your life. Yes. And we have a responsibility to fulfill those things that we know that we need to do, not only for you. Don't think about you selfishly, because maybe you have a dream to start the school. Maybe you have a dream to start a business. Maybe you have a dream to such and such and such, fill in the blank. But those dreams were given to you for a reason. And whenever we focus on obstacles, we create more obstacles. If we focus on our vision, our energy, and our reality will align to manifest what we are thinking on. So, what I'm going to close up with, where you put your attention, that's where everything's going to flow. All of the energy. If you speak life, life will show up. If you speak faith, things will move. If you speak hope, things can change. I know it's like a lot of people think, well, this has nothing to do with science or business. It does have everything to do with business, and it does have everything to do how we handle our life. So here's your assignment. Stop thinking small. Start treating your dreams like a divine responsibility, because it is. No more waiting for the right time. No more waiting for maybe if I know such and such person, maybe if I get more money or more resources, or maybe when I do this, then I'm going to do what I know that I need to do. The right time is today. The right time is now. So listen to me. If you're ready to put these principles into action and you want to really, really change how you're thinking, I would love to mentor you step by step. So I'm going to ask you to go somewhere here, in this platform to see a link. I usually have a link here on Instagram, or maybe you can find it here on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. And I would love to have a conversation with you. For now, we have different options. You can grab some of the products that can shift your energy, that can improve your life, that can make you feel better and look better, or you can work with me directly in business. Either way, stop thinking small, and it's time to live big. Thank you so much, and I will see you very soon in Español.